Srila Gurudeva, I met him first actually through the ears. When I was in ISKCON Los Angeles, I got the tapes, the very famous tapes of his kirtans that one of my godbrothers, Pushpadanta, had made. I forget when he made them, I think it was in the 80s, and I got a copy of that, and I would listen to it constantly, and I was really fascinated. But it was interesting for me. I was not the kind of devotee that really asked who it was. And I wasn't anyone who really inquired into Gaudiya Math like this, because I was always trained, you know, ISKCON, ISKCON, ISKCON. But I got this tape. There were two tapes actually. Some of it Seshai Prabhu, and I just loved it. And then later in 1989, I came to Vrindavan to live in September. Right before Radhastami, I came to Vrindavan to live in Vrindavan. Actually, I didn't know I was going to live in Vrindavan, but it turned out that Krishna arranged that I could stay. So, and I started working at the ISKCON Gurukula in Vrindavan. So, but I was quite naive in one sense, you know. But anyhow, I loved Vrindavan. I always loved Vrindavan from the second I had gotten to Vrindavan in 1975, when Prabhupada opened the Krishna Balaram Mandir. So I'd always wanted to stay here, but I didn't actually understand what it meant to stay here. And I was very Western, very Western. So I was quite naive. But anyhow, I started to live in Vrindavan. And one day after the ISKCON Vrindavan, and one day after the Mangalartik in ISKCON Vrindavan, they made an announcement that Srila Narayana, which is inviting all the devotees to go for the Vishwa Mahotsava festival in Mathura, which he'd been doing for some years. And so I had no really idea about it, but I was a kind of, yeah, it sounded really good. I like to go on parikramas, I like to do these kind of, so I thought, yes. So I went, I think there were two big busfuls of devotees. It was really big, and all the leaders went. And we got there, and it was pretty amazing to me. The place was full, jam-packed, Keshavji Gaudiya Math. And I don't specifically remember Gurudev so much because it was so crowded. I didn't really know who he was. I just know all the leaders were speaking, and then I'm sure Gurudev spoke. And one thing I do remember is the good prasadam that Premananda Prabhu had made. It's funny that I really remembered it, how delicious it was. But that must have been the first time I externally met Srila Gurudev. And I'm not sure if it's this time. It might have been in another Vishwa Mahotsava, because time kind of merges for me. But either this time or another time, I had gone with my girlfriend from ISKCON, Prabhupada disciple named Aditya Didi. She was an old-time devotee. She had come to the original Bombay temple before they even built the temple. She was there when the demons tried to bulldoze down the little temple. And so she'd done a lot of service for Prabhupada in Bombay. And she'd also done a lot of service for Srila Gurudeva, because she was the one that helped him when he went to court to defend ISKCON against Prabhupada's son trying to take ISKCON away from ISKCON. So she had done all that service. She'd gone every day to the court with him, and so she knew him. And Gurudeva was very impressed with her service attitude. So on this Vishwa Mahotsava day, either this one or another one, I can't remember, he called her into his little room. He was still living on the floor of the temple room with all the ISKCON leaders. I didn't go, personally. I was outside. She told me about it later. And in front of all of them, he said he was so pleased with her, and he said that they should always take care of her. They should always take care of Aditya. And when she came back and told me this, I was really impressed. I mean, this really impressed me, you know, about all these people, that he cared about her, you know, like this. I thought that was wonderful.
For the first time was, I think, in 1990.
Okay.
At that time, I came in India to see Srila Gurudeva Maharaj. And it was for Prabhupada Disappearance Day. And Gurudev used to come every year for Disappearance Day of Prabhupada. And I was outside when one devotee, French devotee, and Gurudev came out, was finished or something. And he told me, this devotee is Narayana Maharaj, he said to me. I did not know him. That's the first time I met him. And after some times, I was in Singapore, Malaysia for collecting. We used to collect for a temple in Bhubaneswar. So I was associated with my godbrothers. I have a connection with Gurudev already. I didn't have it. And I could listen to the class also. Gurudev was speaking. But that way I became more familiar to Gurudev. And one time, 1996, when my Guru Maharaj left, before he left, it was like maybe 10 days before, because we know, the astrologers say, Srila Gurudeva Maharaj will be there for 20 years with us in Bhubaneswar. At that time, it was a very nice situation. It was Grihastha, a very nice house, the best house we could get. 3, you never been there? Yeah? 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, very nice. The owner was nice also, 20 years. And I don't know, 10 days before, something came in my mind. If my Guru Maharaj will leave, what I should do? And I was thinking to see my Guru Maharaj, to ask my Guru Maharaj, if you leave us, what I should do? Should I take shiksha from someone? Should I go to Narayan Maharaj? And I was shy to ask him this question, so maybe he will say nonsense or something. Certainly not, but after that I will regret it very much, because it was just 10 days before he left. Yeah. So I remember when when he left, I came back. I was in Singapore at that time, and I went to Mayapur, and I saw Vrindavana. And Vrindavana was speaking to me, tried to introduce me to come to Gurudeva. And it was too early, the Guru Maharaj just left. There was no question of that. But I came, maybe 6 months after. I was still collecting in Singapore. My daughter just married there. She was living in Malaysia with her husband. And my wife, she was with them also in Malaysia. And I heard Gurudeva was coming for a week in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Wow, I was thinking, I would like to see him. But I know my godbrothers were not happy with that. So it was a weekend, so we finished collecting. And I said to them, so I want to go to Malaysia to see my daughter, and I will come back with my wife here. So, oh, you're going to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur? Yes, there's a problem? I said, no problem. So I saw Gurudev that time, and I feel very inspired actually. It was so distressful, to live like that. And Gurudev told us actually, he said, your Guru now is not in Bhubaneswar, he's in Mathura. They said, yeah. And when we come back to Singapore, I was always thinking about Gurudev and the association we have for a week with him, and it was very nice. So I started my relationship with him. But it was a social pressure. The devotees, they did not like it. To leave ISKCON, to go to Gurudev, they didn't like it. So for some times I just been back to Bhubaneswar. But every day I used to go to the Samadhi of my Guru Maharaj and ask him, Gurudev, please, if I made a mistake, give me a sign. I want to go to Mathura, give me a sign. Every day I used to go there and ask him, pray to him. Say, give me a sign if I make a mistake. And nothing happened. And one day I decided to leave and to go to Bhubaneswar, to Mathura. And that day, when I came to pay my obeisances to the Samadhi, the Pujari came out from the Samadhi with a huge garland like this, coming to my knees. And he just came, he gave me the garland. I said, that's a sign, that's a sign. Well, I was happy. We left, we went to Mathura at that time. And we started a relationship with Gurudev.
Firstly, I met Gurudev in 1996 in Malaysia when he was introduced to us by Padmana Maharaj and Pranakishore. And I was very, very skeptical about Gurudev because I was so involved with ISKCON, and ISKCON always gave me a very unpleasant picture about Gurudev, and I was so actively involved in the committee. I didn't even want to come and see Gurudev, and I simply came because my brother was very involved, and he asked me to come fix the sound system, because in the temple always all the sound system, all the recording, all the video recordings, and I had a studio. I always did all of this, even in ISKCON. So I had no choice. I had to bring my speakers and my microphone and all that and fix it for Gurudev. I was just staying on the side, in the background, just observing. I was not involved at all. And after the class finished, after Krishnadasa's bhajan, all of us adjourned to the room. I didn't even go into the room. All of them were in the room. I was just packing up my things, my sound system, and I took everything back and went back. Then when I went back home, my brother spoke to me about Gurudev and kept telling me about Gurudev. But anyway, this is going to be a very long story. I'm going to just cut everything very short right now. And then the next year when Gurudev came, the whole 5 years from 97, the whole program was held in my house. There was loads and loads of devotees sleeping everywhere. You can find them at the back, in the lawn. They had sleeping bags. And for the 5 years, from 97 till 2002, the programs were held in my house in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, in Petaling Jaya. And sometimes whenever I think about Gurudev and I speak about Gurudev, I start tearing. Because I remember once he held me and he said, I don't know how I'm going to repay you for what you've done, And I always tear when I hear that. And I remember every time when he comes to Malaysia and he sleeps in my house, we set up the room for him. We do all those things 1 week before he comes. All the preparations will be going on in the room. And every morning we will take him for a japa walk in the park nearby here. And after the japa walk, he comes back. My house in the lawn has got a nice, beautiful grass, I've got a nice set of grass in the lawn. He always walks he loves to walk on the grass without his slippers, barefooted. He walks up and down. He'll sit down there, and loads of devotees will be non-stop disturbing him. And it was like my duty to stop them from seeing Gurudev. We always used to, kind of corner all those devotees and don't let them go and see Gurudev, because he's never left alone. He's always been disturbed 24 hours. And Mother Maharaj every time comes to me and tells me, Bala, stop, try to get these devotees, to visit only at a certain time in the evening. And it was going on like this, for 5 years, and I always never got very close to Gurudev because I always treated him like as somebody, like that. And I remember this in 1999, 1998, not even 97, 98, Gurudev called me once and asked me for a glass of water. And then I said, why is Gurudev asking me for a glass of water? There's so many people around, Then I brought him the glass. I rushed back to the kitchen, I got him a glass, and got him a glass of water. And then when I gave it to him, he took the glass of water. Oh, sorry, I can't take this water. He said, what is going on, And then he said, because you're not initiated, I can't take this glass of water. Then he asked Mother Maharaj to bring the beads. And he just tied the beads around my neck. And then and he took the glass of water.
Some of the, I think, people took me to Srila Gurudev when I was in ISKCON. And I met a sadhu, and he was with beard and some normal, simple clothes without ironing. So I felt he's not sannyasi actually, means not like a ISKCON style sannyasi. So I was not very comfortable, so I came back. And this happened 2 times. And then I start associating with Srila Mahanidhi Swami of ISKCON. And I was translating one of his books, Prabhupada at Radha Damodar. And there was a lot of quotation of Srila Gurudev. And while I was translating, I was getting very inspired how Gurudev spoke about Srila Prabhupada. And definitely Prabhupada was the only person who brought me to Krishna consciousness. And when I heard that someone else from Gaudiya Math is speaking about Prabhupada very good, that was really inspiring me to meet that person. Then I asked Mahanidhi Swami, can I go and give that book to Srila Narayan Maharaj? And he was saying, yes, you can. And when I went to give that book, I saw Srila Gurudeva was just finished the massage and wearing socks and upper body, I think there was nothing. He was wearing towel. A lot of Western girls were doing pranams. So since I was in ISKCON, and generally we don't see in ISKCON sannyasis are doing that style of dress sense in public. So I was very uncomfortable, but I did give my book, and I asked Srila Gurudev that how did the translation went on. And he says it's okay, but it has to be a little more improved. And I came back thinking, he's wearing very different style of dressing compared to ISKCON sannyasis when they come into the public, and so I just came back not very keeping a very good image in my mind. And after a few days, Mahanti Maharaj also told me go and get one Gaudiya Girti Guch song book in Hindi from Gaudiya Math. And I walked down all the way from ISKCON to Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math. And I think it was a Kartik time, and Srila Gurudeva was sitting right in the front gate in the chair. And I asked Srila Gurudeva, I didn't recognize that he's Narayan Maharaj. And I asked, can I get a Gaudiya Girti Guch? He says, right now we are having Kartik Parikrama, go back, come in the evening. So I was very uncomfortable again, meeting same personality again and again, and kind of sending me off. So I thought, what is this? And then after like 1 year, I again was about to go to Jagannath Puri to translate one of Mahanti Maharaj's book, Gayatri Mahima Madhuri. But when I went to Maharaj's first thing he told me that he's not a qualified guru, and he said you can go and take Diksha from someone else. And I asked him, where do I go, because my parents donated you myself, and now I cannot go anywhere else. He says, no, you just go pray to Balramji or Nityanandji. Since he said he doesn't feel to be a guru, so he just want to guide me where should I go further. He said, just pray to Balramji. And I was very upset, but I came home, keeping his instruction in my mind, keep praying to Balramji and Nityanandji. And luckily, one of my godbrothers, his name is Anand Mohan, he was also my friend in ISKCON time, Ashish Prabhu. He said that Srila Narayan Maharaj is speaking Katha in one of my senior god sister now, Poonam Didi's house in Delhi. So I went that evening to attend the Katha. And when I met, when I saw Gurudev, all the memories of the past got refreshed. And after the Katha, I went to meet him personally, and I said that I was looking for you, but for so many years I was meeting you but not able to recognize you. But I think you're the person who I wanted to surrender myself. And he says, okay, come tomorrow, I'll give you Diksha. So, means I can see myself. I wish I could have met, when I met him first, if I would have joined that time, I would have more chances to associate. But yes, nevertheless, I feel in last 10 years from 2000 till 2010, I think I got the best of the love of Gurudev, which I can surely say. I know we all, our god brother and sister, say that they got the best, but I still claim that I got the best love of Gurudev.